Ooh. Wait, can I say something?
Yeah,
Didn't just about her. Didn't she say earlier a couple of girls, or is it
he
couple?
said
Just a.
a father of a couple of cute girls.
Okay, okay. I missed that first part. Then the audio must have cut out. Look,
And to support that point, you can definitely hear the sort of playful shouting of two girls, perhaps fighting over some kind of doll or something in the background.
So there's been an accident in the area. I'd just like to ask a few questions, like what you're doing in town, if you've seen anything suspicious or anything of the sort.
I'm just passing through. We took the scenic route, and it was getting late, so we stopped. We've just been in our room. We haven't seen anything. We decided to spend an extra day, maybe check a look at the mountains, but we haven't gotten out there. We'll probably be heading out again tomorrow. I don't think I can help you, officer.
Okay. Well, I suggest that you stay inside for the rest of the night. We'll contact you if we need to ask you any more questions. But thank you for your time.
All right. And he closes the door.
Okay.
well,
Well, Deputy Kimball, you know the area better than us.
Hmm.
You got any suggestions
Yeah.
where to start?
How about we start with the houses closest to the crime scene?
Sounds like a good idea.
Now, when you say closest to the crime scene, do you mean on that side of the road or across the road?
Both,
This
if
is-
at all possible.
These ones.
Yeah, anything that would have any sort of direct line of sight to the crime scene is where we're going to be going, I suppose.
yes.
All right, so there are essentially four houses that would have a direct line of sight to the crime scene. The sheriff's office is one. There are two on the opposite side of the road, and there's one on the same side, on the opposite side of the phone booth from the sheriff's office.
Okay.
Which one would you like to go to first, or
Uh,
any?
Three houses. There's
Oh.
three houses. There's three of us.
We'll stop at this one first. We'll go to each of them together. There's no reason to split up.
Yeah,
Alright.
and when you say this one, you mean?
That one, I think.
All
I was-
right, so
I
you
was
just.
doing this one.
Oh,
that.
wow.
Okay.
Since it's
Well, we
on
crossed
the
the
way,
street
might as well just start there. Yep.
All right, so you cross the street and you go to the one that is adjacent to the phone booth. As you approach, you hear the southern twang of a banjo playing. As you get closer, there is an old man rocking on a rocking chair
Is
on his porch.
Is this MacGuffin?
This is old man MacGuffin playing a banjo on his porch.
I
Oh.
like stop the two guys and I'm like, so this one can be a little, I guess, temperamental. So maybe
Would you like to take the lead on this one?
Yeah.
that might be a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
So I kind of want to. He's on
You
his
also
porch.
know that he frequently mentions the FBI as being part of mind control schemes.
Yeah. So
So,
maybe just say that you're new hires at the sheriff's office or something along the lines. Just for this particular person.
Oh.
He has a soft spot for you know what is the word I'm looking for here?
Suits.
Conspiracy theorists. Yeah.
There you go.
So he's a bit of a extended thinker.
Extended thinker. That's
Yeah.
a great phrase.
All right, so I want to sonder up to old man MacGuffin and go, "Evening, MacGuffin."
Johnny boy, how's it going?
Look, I can't complain too much, but look, we're not here for an evening conversation with you. As much as I'd love to catch up with you though, but listen, we need to know what happened over at the phone booth over there yesterday evening about say 3 p.m.
Johnny, you know I don't touch no phone booth.
I know. I just want to
Thank
know
God.
what you saw.
I don't even look over there, Johnny boy. That's the way they get you, Johnny boy. You know. I was working in the mines. They closed it down. I don't know why they closed it down. The government is ruining Lokes, Nevada. The government is ruining Nevada, and you can't listen to radio. You can't use phone, Johnny. You know I'm just looking out for you, Johnny.
I know, I get that. And actually, I was wondering if maybe you of all people, like, I know that you keep your ear to the ground there, MacGuffin. I know you do.
Oh, yeah, I do. I keep my ear to the ground.
So, did you happen to maybe, like, hear or see anything suspicious yesterday?
Well, I've heard rumbling in the ground with my ear to the ground. I've heard things in the mine. I've heard it, Johnny. Things I didn't hear when I worked there. You know what I'm saying, Johnny? I think the government is tunneling under Lokes, Nevada to plant their mind control bomb, Johnny, the neutron bomb type of thing. Or maybe it's the Ruskies.
No, that's a little far fetched there, don't you think, MacGuffin? I mean, like, I want to know if you've been, like, maybe seeing someone suspicious, like maybe a character you don't know, maybe a car you haven't seen before.
Well, as a matter of fact, Johnny, you're the first person I've seen in 2 days.
Really now?
Oaks has been real quiet, actually. But I don't trouble myself with the business of others, especially others who bother with radios and phones and such. I don't think they can be trusted, Johnny.
No, I hear you. Listen, we're gonna be investigating the town, because there was an accident over at the phone booth.
Oh, well, of course. I knew it. I knew those things would bring nothing but trouble, Johnny. I knew it. I was right all along, Johnny.
So, listen, MacGuffin, I need your help here, man. I need you to think real hard now, and I need you to come up with something that can maybe help us find out what happened over there at the phone booth. And
you want to find out what happened over the phone booth, Johnny? You have got to go underground. You've got to find out what the government is doing under Lokes, Nevada. At the phone booth is probably their secret entrance. You dial the right number, and then it lowers you in to this, and that you gotta get under. There's plenty of old mine shafts, plenty of entrances all around.
Now, MacGuffin, I hate to interrupt you, man, but this isn't Maxwell Smart. You know, it's nothing.
Ooh.
Don't worry. It's a television program. Don't worry about
Johnny, I told you not to watch television. It's even worse than a radio, Johnny. How can you do it? You gotta watch out for yourself. You're a dog owner, ain't you, Johnny? What about your dog? I bet he barks at the radio. My dog always did. You know, animals have an innate sense, Johnny. You gotta trust their instincts.
All right, MacGuffin. But if you know or if you see anything else, why don't you come find me? I mean, we've got a friend of mine is staying over at Dixie's, so that'd be the best way to find
Sweet
us.
lady.
Yeah, she is a sweet lady. Yeah.
So I don't eat her food. Don't eat her food, Johnny. She listens to the radio. She's gonna put something in it.
But if you need to find me, that'll be where I'll be. We're gonna ask around. We're gonna see what people saw.
All right, I'll light a lantern, Johnny.
You'll light a lantern if you have any info. Is that what you're saying?
One if by land and two if by sea, Johnny. I'll put it up in the steeple. Don't you worry. I'll keep my ear to the ground. But I'm telling you, Johnny, you want to find out what's going on. You find out what the government's doing under Lokes.
All right, MacGuffin. Have yourself a good day.
Maybe the Ruskies. Maybe the Chinese.
All right, I want to start walking away when he's like.
Yeah, he just starts sort of mumbling a list of possible conspirators that goes on and trails off even as you leave, with not really acknowledging your absence.
So, gentlemen, that was old man MacGuffin. He's a bit of a airhead, and he likes to think that the government's after him. So, you know, he brought up a good point though. Like, the mines here have been abandoned for a while. I mean, if there's going to be any suspicious characters hanging around, hiding after a murder, that could potentially be a place where something would be.
You've been strongly advised that the mines are unstable and dangerous, and you've been told to spread that information as vigorously as possible amongst the populace to make sure that no one goes in and experiences an accidental cave-in, because there's zero expectation of a rescue effort this far out. And so
after we're done looking around here, we'll
Well, at least
go
even
take a look at
investigate
it,
if
but-
someone's been there recently.
yeah. So do you go to the other houses? Back
Oh,
to
of course.
Dixie?
Yeah.
All right, so you cross the street to the phone booth, or you cross over the street to the houses that are across the street from the phone booth.
Yep.
And these are houses with the lights on. Unlike Old Man MacGuffin, who did not have electrical light, he's clearly going by candles and lanterns and stuff. This looks like a normal house.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Do you mind if I take lead again? I mean, these people might answer to a familiar face.
You do know these people, so it's probably best. But
Alright.
Yeah, that
if we
makes
have
sense.
any questions, we will step in.
I wanna knock at the first door then.
As you knock on the door on the left, it sort of listlessly swings inward.
I
Oh.
I motion for him to move out of the way and let us go first.
The owner of this house is Mr. and Mrs. God, what is
Tracy.
Tracy. All right, yeah, good. Mr. and Mrs. Tracy. So maybe see if you can find them. I'm gonna stay out of this. You guys have to have my piece. So, oh wait, my piece is missing. So, you guys do what you gotta do.
All right, so I guess I draw my sidearm for now.
Yeah, I do as well. I'll go in first. I'll check left, you check right. Go from there.
All right.
Yeah. So you enter, and the layout of this house is much similar to the sheriff's. Unsurprisingly, most of these houses were built similarly. So there's one front room, and then that goes into a living room, and the living room goes directly in the kitchen. So there's not really a moment for you to split up. At least not before you get into the kitchen. Everything looks fine, by the way, just abandoned until you get to the kitchen. And in the kitchen, there is a radio on the table, and it's playing the station. And it's just sort of there. And the entire house seems really oddly deserted, especially with the radio just sort of strangely playing in the middle of a room.
I turn off the radio, so there's not, I guess so the noise isn't, just pulling the air while we're trying to see if we can hear anything. Anything else?
You try and turn it off, but it stays on,
Creepy.
even though you flip it to the off switch.
Is it plugged in or is it run on batteries?
It's a battery radio.
We take out the batteries.
You take out the batteries, it's still playing.
This is spooky, Captain.
I look around. Is there any trace of anyone being here?
Do you want to give me a roll to like a perception check? This isn't an investigation; it's a perception. I just want to clarify that before you choose whatever dice you want to use.
D4.
You hear something coming from the refrigerator.
After
It's
hearing
later, I
nothing
hear,
for a while, I'll kind of follow them in, trying not to make a sound if I can.
I motion
see
toward the
them-
refrigerator.
John, you join them just as they're being Lager is approaching the refrigerator. Close to the refrigerator, you hear buzzing coming from it. Maybe like a fly is stuck inside of it.
I motion for him to open the door and I'll aim at it, I guess.
Which him?
Wait, yeah.
Agent Lager. Or Lager.
The other Lager will open the door and.
Alright, so, I go over the door, yes, and I, kind of hesitantly open it. and try and open it as sneaky as I can.
All three of you immediately see a swarming mass of flies over some nondescript piece of meat that is...
Do we smell anything?
Oh yeah, it smells super foul. And it's a giant piece of meat.
Is the refrigerator running?
Yeah, it appears to be.
So that means it's been in there for a while. Either that the meat's been in there for a while, or it's recently put into the fridge after it's already been rotten.
You guys are already sort of pondering the existential crisis of why there's a bazillion flies swarming over the piece of meat.
Yeah.
But as you open the door, they start pouring out into the room.
Nice.
And swarming you, and it doesn't seem to relent. Like there's just an endless amount pouring out of the refrigerator.
Well, get out of the house.
And you start to feel biting from the flies on you. All of you take 1 damage, and they're continuing to swarm you.
We're getting the hell out of Dodge.
So you all run out of the house?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, you all run out of the house, and the flies follow you out of the house. And just as you get out of earshot of the kitchen, so to speak, they dissipate almost immediately.
Like unnaturally, or
suspiciously immediately, and then there's almost no trace of them right afterward.
Alright.
What the hell?
So...
what in the 7 hells was that?
I don't know.
Mutant... Not even mutant, just fucking flies that are acting really odd.
What the hell's going on with the radio as well? Like...
Wait, there was a radio in there?
Yes, we flipped it to the off switch and it wouldn't turn off, so we took out the batteries and it was still on.
What was it playing?
Your
what do you think
songs?
it was playing?
That damn yodeling station.
Hey, that yodeling station is just fine, thank you very much.
Oh, you mean 99.7 AM?
Yeah, that one.
Is the radio still playing?
You can't hear it.
If we go up to the windows of the house, is it obvious that there's flies and stuff inside of the house?
You can go ahead and give me a roll to investigate from the outside.
Okay, I'll do a D4. Because 2.
You don't see any sign of any that you can tell.
I'm starting to question whether or not we even saw anything in there at all.
I'm gonna go back in.
Yeah.
You're all covered in bites, by the way.
Yeah.
Those are actually really have
Actually.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Are they like horsefly bites sort of thing?
Yeah, it's some kind of biting fly.
Did the flies have any smell when they bit us?
I mean, you smelled the smell of rotting flesh when you opened the...
Yeah, that was kind of an overwhelming smell, I imagine.
I'll head back in, ready to bolt out if I see the flies again, I guess.
You're in the front room, and there's no immediate sign of flies. And you move to the living room, and there's no
Does it
immediate
still smell like rotting flesh?
No. You're in the living room, and there's no sign of rotting flies. And you move into the kitchen, and the radio's playing in the kitchen, and the refrigerator door is closed, and there's no sign of flies.
Did we close it?
No, we didn't.
Is there any sound of buzzing from inside the fridge again?
Do you go up to it to hear?
I put my ear to the door if possible.
You hear nothing coming from the refrigerator when you
sure?
check. I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm the GM. Am I gonna be wrong?
No. I was about to say. You sure you guys? I was gonna say that. Later.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just
I am going to say that I am currently backed quite a bit away from the door,
Wait,
so that the
the
moment
radio... At the sheriff's office, there was a radio
that
as
was
well,
shot.
and it was shot.
Yeah, they shot shot with a shotgun.
I swear to God, it was the case of the possessed radio station.
I mean, is anybody gonna open the refrigerator door Just
I am
Attention
I am standing as far away as I can.
We need to figure out what happened here, so yeah, I'll open the door again. I'm gonna let them know before I do, but yes, I'm going to.
And we all I guess.
I'll
I'm back away.
stay like next to the door, ready to shut it if it contains
yeah.
anything. But
You open the refrigerator door, and inside
a puppy!
Is-
Oh man, thank God.
Mr. Tracy,
Oh.
damn.
and he's clearly dead. There are no flies.
Okay, so is the fridge, is it like gutted of like all the like levels and stuff that they normally
Yeah,
have?
those are sort of crumpled in the bottom.
Okay.
And so he's a man is clearly in the refrigerator, and he's not alive. He doesn't smell, and there's no flies because the refrigerator was still on.
Is this one of those refrigerators that's just one big door, or is there like a freezer on top as well?
There's a freezer on top as well, but it is still one big door. It's not a side by side. For
Okay.
example, it's an older refrigerator.
Gentlemen, that's Mr. Tracy.
Okay.
Thank you for the introduction.
We need to find Mrs. Tracy.
Is
If
Well,
there is Mrs. Tracy.
There's bedrooms and a bathroom and yeah.
This place is giving me a very bad vibe.
I think this whole
There's-
town is starting to give me that chills.
We have
I
no
mean,
way
you're
to-
all sort of you're all sort of uneasy. I mean, those flies.
Yes. The radio's still playing with no batteries going on in it, right?
It's on, and there are batteries in it.
I take the batteries out.
Stops playing.
Okay.
That didn't work before.
Agent Logger, make sure you're ready. We're gonna go check to see if we can find
Yes.
Mrs. Tracy.
Right. So I pull.
Uh.
Basically, at this point, I just straight up pull out the shotgun. This is obviously something is very amiss here.
I've still got my sidearm out. How many bedrooms are there? 2?
Yeah, there's 2, but one clearly looks like a guest bedroom because Mr. and Mrs. Tracy most likely sleep in the same
Okay.
bed.
We'll both check a bedroom at the same time.
Yes.
Each check one.
Yeah.
No, stay together. Stick together.
Stick together.
We are. This is a. After that, what just happened? I do not want to split up.
Probably a good idea.
All right.
Okay. Start with
yeah.
the guest bedroom.
All right.
Right.
You open the door. You walk in. It's a guest bedroom.
Nothing-
It looks like
nothing-
it's really dusty. It was done up. Spread made. Bedspread. Laid out and made, and no one's used it ever. So it's kind of dusty, but it's a guest bedroom.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll shut the door and then ready to check the next one.
Right.
Yeah, this is clearly their bedroom. It looks lived in. There's some clothes lying about. And there's nothing out of the ordinary or amiss.
I say Mrs. Tracy.
Do you see Mrs. Tracy, or do you
I
say?
say out loud, Mrs. Tracy.
You hear no response.
I'll head in.
You head in.
Fine.
It's a bedroom.
Yeah, can
I
I find
follow
anything
behind
anywhere a body might be?
The spread is not uneven enough for a body to be underneath the covers. There's a closet, and it connects to the bathroom. The master bedroom connects to the bathroom, so you can check additional places. But this room looks devoid of a body.
All right.
We'll check
Let's
the
check the
closet,
closet.
Yep.
Closet is clothes, mostly women's clothing, and like 3 pairs of male clothing.
Of course.
Close the closet back up and then go check the bathroom.
The
Yes.
bathroom is a bathroom. It's normal and empty.
Nothing.
No
Yeah.
bot. Is there anything we
you're on
haven't checked
pins and
yet?
needles the entire time, just waiting for another swarm of flies to come out of the toilet seat or something.
Yeah, we're keeping that toilet seat closed.
And yeah, you go through the entire rest of the house, it seems, and you don't find Mrs. Tracy. You don't find signs of a struggle or blood or anything else that might pique the interest of an FBI agent. it all seems normal.
Except for the body in the fridge.
Except for the body in the fridge. And the earlier thing with the flies.
Yeah.
And the meat disappeared. That does not
Yeah.
make logical sense. Which means the only way
Okay,
for...
we need to get out of this house.
You're all deeply troubled tonight.
Yeah.
I firmly.
So I'm gonna get. Can I do a roll here to see if I can recognize maybe the radio station?
Yeah,
you already know the
radio
radio. You already know the radio
station.
station. How about...
Yeah, it's exactly
we-
what you said it was. 97 a.m. or whatever.
Nice 99 a.m. or something.
It is the yodeling to the oldies channel.
Okay, what about like maybe where the broadcast tower is?
Oh, the broadcast tower is. You don't know, but it's. I mean, here's something that is out of the ordinary, though. Purging your memory. I mean, there used to be a wider variety of musical tastes in town.
Yeah.
Now everyone's just listening to this.
Yeah, that's kind of what's getting to me. Is there like a... So the radio itself, it has a antenna, right?
Yeah, it's an antenna radio, handheld, battery operated, one of those.
Okay.
I took the batteries out and it stopped playing.
Yeah, batteries are out.
Okay. With this region, is it like you need like a really far extended aerial to pick up the AM stations?
No, typically they get pretty good reception out here. In fact,
So it's weird that like handheld radios and whatnot and CBRs aren't working.
Well, it's weird that cell phones aren't working. You usually have even reception of that out here, which, you know, that's not standard for small town areas, but you have always had, somewhat strangely, cell phone reception in Lokes.
I mean, it's weird that our radios aren't working in the vehicles.
Yeah, that of course is very weird. But I'm saying even before things got weird, it's kind of weird that he had cell phone reception in Lokes in the past.
Right.
And now he
Which he now
doesn't.
doesn't.
Okay. Well,
Okay, well, we're gonna get out of this house and then we'll talk.
yeah. I guess
Leave the house.
I still think it's a good idea to check the last house.
We'll rope off this house and then check the next one.
Yeah.
I assume you just do like the X of police tape across the door, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
do the whole. Yeah, okay. You go to the next house.
Before we go to that's house, that's and here I'm just saying this. Why don't we just sit down for a minute and relax for a second after what just happened?
Honestly, if my suspicions are correct, this is not limited to these 3 instances. So far, there's been 4 bodies. And I suspect there's even more. Old Man MacGuffin, he might be a bit crazy, but he said that this place has been abandoned for almost 2 days. And it's
So I'm
weird.
checking.
What was that, sir?
Okay.
It's also weird that Dixie and Trixie have not seen anything. Nor is it weird.
Heard anything?
Yeah, seen or heard anything, yeah. I mean, normally her establishment is quite busy because everyone goes there normally to eat because her meals are quite, one of the best things about this town.
Come to think of it, that man with his children did say that they decided to stay another day,
Yeah,
but he didn't give a reason for doing so.
yeah.
There's not much to do here.
Though I don't suspect a man with 2 daughters would be responsible for something on the scale of what we're witnessing here.
Yeah, we may have to go back and talk to him again, though.
Yeah, I still suspect that we need to investigate the remainder of these houses to see if this is the case.
This is getting quite weird.
Yes.
So I check again to make sure that we did actually have bites all over us.
Yeah, you still have welts and fly bites on your flesh.
That is not... Okay, then.
If not, I don't know. Let's move on to the next house.
Oh, I
then,
just
I
lost
guess.
Jacob.
No, he's here still.
Okay,
I'm back.
he's back.
It was
The
just
tech
a
problems.
small...
The tech
It was
problems
just
with a real monster.
It was a very small sputter. I think it was just because I navigated to a web page or something, and then it just went...
okay. So you go to the next house.
Yeah.
My God, this is taking. I love it. I love it. You guys are one of the best groups ever. But this is going to be a real trek. You go to the next house, and you knock on the door, presumably.
Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, are you in there?
All right, this is Mr. and Mrs. Thompson now. You keep that up. Although, if you're going to keep doing it, not every house has to be a middle-aged couple, for example.
Yeah, that's
But
fine.
anyway, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson. You knock on the door, and this one is locked. It's not strangely ajar. And there is no immediate response.